How's everyone doing today? Welcome back to On the Ball. Welcome back to another episode of Premier League predictions. And we have a bonus round this weekend as we've got Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday night Premier League action. As you can see, the scores on the doors, just 1 point in it. Sims in the lead, 380 to 379. And the way the scoring works is 5 points for a completely correct scoreline, 1 point for a correct result. And the star man, once you pick that man, you can't pick them again for the rest of the season. It's kind of getting to slim pickings now, unless you've been tactical and kept some good players till the end of the season. And it's 5 points for a goal, 2 points for an assist. And let's start off with a big London derby at the Emirates. Arsenal against Chelsea. Sim's gone for 3-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, a home in a big London derby. Obviously, Arsenal need to win to stay, to get a bit of a gap between them and Man City. They're currently 1 point ahead they've got City have a game in hand, so they really need 3 points here. Otherwise, if they drop points here and City win on Thursday, City will be ahead of them with a game in hand. So that's not a position Arsenal can be in. Arsenal obviously been faltering in recent weeks, but was a decent win against Wolves, albeit for the first half they were unconvincing. I just don't think Chelsea have the know-how to go there and get anything at the moment. I can see them causing Arsenal problems, but the way Chelsea have played recently, doing well, but do they have that clinical edge you're going to need in this game to really take any points out of it? I doubt it. And will they have the robust enough backline to make sure they're keeping Arsenal out? I also doubt it. So I think Arsenal got the shot in the arm they needed on the weekend, and I think they will go and win this game 3-1.
Yeah, I disagree. Obviously, I've gone for 1-1 here. And I'm looking at Arsenal, and I think they look a bit leggy. They look a bit tired. On the back of that Aston Villa game, which was a really important game for them, they just kind of ran out of ideas in that second half and obviously lost the game 2-0. I'm looking at Chelsea. I am seeing improvements in their team, and I am seeing when they play the bigger sides. Yes, they did lose to Man City 1-0, but they probably should have won that game. It wasn't so long ago they went to the Etihad in the league and drew 1-1 as well. So I can see them going to the Emirates and causing Arsenal a few problems. Yes, Arsenal will cause them problems as well, but I feel like these teams might just cancel each other out. I mean, if Arsenal weren't looking so leggy and tired, I probably would have gone for an Arsenal victory. But you know what happens to Arsenal sometimes at this stage of a season, and I'm feeling that is going to happen again. So I've gone for 1-1 in this one. Next up is Wolves against Bournemouth at the Molineux. I've gone for 1-0 to Bournemouth. I'm looking at Wolves with a lot of injuries. Cunha's going to be out. Ait-Nouri will be back in this game, so that's a massive plus for them. But Bournemouth just seem to keep things ticking over. Yeah, they lost against Villa, against a very good Villa side out the weekend. But I feel like Wolves' injuries is just hampering them way too much. They can't seem to get wins on the board. So I'm going for 1-0 to Bournemouth.
Yeah, I've gone for 2-1 to Bournemouth. I thought they were quite good against Villa in the first half at least, but obviously ended up faltering in the second half. But I think this Wolves team, with the injuries they have, they just seem to really be struggling to take advantage of any good attacking play they do seem to create. And I see them having similar issues in this one, albeit I do see them getting a goal. But I just think without them taking advantage of those moments, I think Bournemouth have the forward players to really hurt Wolves. And I do see it being a tight game, but I just think moments of quality for Bournemouth will count, and I've gone for a 2-1 win here.
Next up, two on-form teams going head-to-head at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace against Newcastle. Sim's gone for 3-1 to Palace.
Yeah, and I think Palace are in full flow at the moment, doing so well the last few games, and they've really got that confidence flowing through the team. And Eze and Olise, two players, when they're on high confidence, they're very, very difficult to stop. And I see Newcastle having a lot of trouble. And I also think I know they obviously beat Spurs 4-0 in their last game, but if they play in a similar way in this game, I think it won't be to their advantage, because Palace play a three at the back system. They're a bit more pragmatic than Spurs are for sure, and I don't see them finding the same spaces they did against Spurs in this kind of game. And obviously they're still very depleted with injuries, so I think Olise and Eze and Mateta, the form they're in, I can really see them exploiting that Newcastle backline. Obviously with the four players Newcastle have, I do see them finding moments of quality, which I'm sure they will, but I can see Palace kind of dominating this game, and I've gone for them to win convincingly 3-1.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I'm looking at that game against Spurs, the 4-0 victory, and they did change up their tactics. They don't usually play like that. So I think they'll go back to basics and play how they usually play. And they've been on really good form. I've been really impressed with how they've been doing, even with the injuries. That front line is to die for. I mean, Gordon, Isak playing really well, really good stuff at the moment, particularly Alexander Isak. I mean, what a player he is. But in terms of Crystal Palace, they've had 2 back-to-back wins and 2 very different wins, wasn't it? First up against Liverpool, dogged display, although Liverpool probably should have won that game with the chances that they did create throughout the game. And the victory on the weekend against West Ham, very impressive the way they played their football. But I do think that West Ham did give them a helping hand, and they just weren't up for the fight in the game for the entirety, and they were out of sight within half an hour. It's a very different test now up against this Newcastle side, who are very much on form. So I think this is going to be a battle of the 2 attacks, and I think you can't really split the sides with both of the way both of them are playing. So that's why I've gone for 2-2 in this game. Next up is the Merseyside derby, Everton against Liverpool, which game has massive implications for both sides. Sim's gone for 2-0 to Liverpool. I've gone for 2-1. It's a game where, when you're looking at the difference of quality in the 2 sides, that's obviously evident and there for everyone to see. But whenever Liverpool go over to their rivals at Everton, it's not always as cut and dry as maybe people will think. A couple of years ago, there was a battering at Goodison Park, but apart from that, it's usually a draw in this game. But the way Everton are playing, the way Liverpool are playing, Liverpool maybe not getting the consistent results in recent weeks. Obviously, looking at the Europa League, you're looking at that game against Crystal Palace, but they did get back to winning ways against Fulham on the weekend in quite an impressive display. So I think they'll take that confidence in from that game, take it into the game at Goodison Park and get the victory. But I don't think they're going to have it all their way throughout the game. I think Everton will make it increasingly difficult for them, but I feel Liverpool will get over the line.
Yeah, I agree. I think Everton will set up to frustrate, but the way they're playing at the moment, Everton, I know they got a win on the weekend, but it wasn't almighty. It wasn't a totally convincing performance on the weekend. They had to rely on 2 long-range efforts to get that victory, and I don't know if they'll have that same kind of fortune in this one. Obviously, Beto picked up a big injury as well, so he's out, so they're going to have to rely on an out-of-form Calvert-Lewin to lead the line. I see them struggling to maintain control in this game. I see them struggling to get out the pitch quite a lot, and Liverpool, for all their struggles, they're still creating lots of chances, and they're still finding ways to open up the opposition. And I do see them doing the same thing against Everton on the weekend. And I see Everton really struggling to find chances against this Liverpool team, even though Liverpool are an open team. I'm just looking at Everton's weapons of late, and they are struggling to create chances at the moment, Everton. So I've gone for a 2-0 win to Liverpool.
They seem to find something extra, though, don't they, when they play Liverpool at home at Goodison with the fans behind them. But I do feel like if Liverpool were to get a couple of early goals in this one, it could turn a bit toxic inside that stadium. So we'll see what happens there. Next up is Manchester United, Sheffield United at Old Trafford. Tim's gone for 3-1.
Yeah, obviously really embarrassing FA Cup semi-final for Man United, 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go and ended up giving it away and should have really lost it right in extra time as well. So they'll be rightfully embarrassed that they only just about scraped past Coventry in that game. But home to Sheffield United, a team who are virtually already down. I can't see Sheffield United getting anything from this game. I think Man United should have enough individual quality to score a few goals past them as well. I do see Sheffield United causing United a few problems, but it should be a simple day for United. So I've gone 3-1.
Yeah, have you ever seen a more embarrassing FA Cup semi-final win ever?
Never.
I don't think that ever has. I've never seen a team so dejected to make it to the FA Cup final. It was actually unbelievable. But in terms of this game, I think Sheffield United will cause Man United problems, but I just think Man United just have enough individual quality to get over the line against the Sheffield United side, who are all but down. Sheffield United will be playing for pride, but I can't see that being enough. And I think Man United, look, I don't think it's going to be a great game of football, but I think Man United will just have enough just about to get over this Sheffield United side. Next up, and last but not least, it is Brighton against Man City at the Amex. Both of us gone for Man City wins. I've gone for Brighton to get a goal at 3-1 at home. They've been really good all season, and Man City not exactly famed for their clean sheets this season. And I think, Man City will be in full firing form, knowing what this game means, especially as Arsenal and Liverpool played before, and they'll get the job done. I'm pretty certain of that, especially after going out the Champions League. They'll have extra motivations to go and win the title again this season. So I see a convincing 3-1 win.
Yeah, I think City should be able to control this game. I know Brighton like teams like City to come at them and have a bit of a go, but I just don't know at the moment if they're showing the firepower that they need at this stage of the season to really trouble this City side. City have been conceding a few goals recently, but I can see Brighton really struggling in this one because they've been out of form a bit. I think no wins in 4 at the moment, and as much as they might threaten to hurt City, I don't see them doing it, and I think City just have all the firepower you need to get past this Brighton side. So I've gone 3-0 to City here.
All right, and let's see who we've picked for our star men. Sim has gone for Manchester United's Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, home to Sheffield United. Did score the winning penalty. He seemed to be the only one happy about it, but he did score it. And I know he didn't have a great game against Coventry, and he's not been in great form. But I think at home Sheffield United, there's no better place for him to break his get out of that form. So I've gone from score.
And I've gone for Diogo Jota of Liverpool in the Merseyside derby this weekend. Jota back in the team, back on form, back in the goals on the weekend. I'm expecting a couple more, some goals for Liverpool this weekend. And hopefully Jota can get on the end of a few, especially he's good at set pieces as well. I mean, I've been really impressed with Jota this season. Obviously injuries hampered him massively, but whenever he's been fit, he's been a key cog to the Liverpool will this season. So I have gone for Diogo Jota. Those are Premier League predictions for this week, this midweek. Let me know in the comment section below your predictions, who you think is going to come out on top, me or Sim. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.